Hi, my name is Michonne Rewer. I'm a partner at Strategic Divorce, a family law firm in Lake County, Illinois. In this video, I'll provide a brief overview of how property is divided between spouses in a divorce in Illinois. In Illinois, the law dictates the factors to be considered when deciding who gets what property in a divorce. Some of the factors include each spouse's current and potential earning capacity, the health, age, experience, and education of the spouses, the ages and needs of any minor children, the total value of the marital estate, and how much non-marital property each spouse gets awarded. The property needs to be divided equitably. While this often means the marital estate will be split 50-50, a judge can deviate from that if he or she believes that one of the spouses needs additional assets due to any of the factors the law requires the judge to consider. Even if the split will be 50-50, this doesn't mean that each spouse gets exactly 50% of every asset. The assets get divided by category: personal property, cash, non-retirement assets, retirement and pension assets. For instance, if you own 4 original paintings, you won't necessarily get 2 paintings and your spouse get the other 2. A 50-50 split is on all the assets and debts, so one spouse might keep all 4 paintings and the other spouse might get a very expensive couch. Any number of outcomes is possible depending on what you can agree on with your spouse, or if you can't agree, what the judge deems is the most appropriate way to divide the property. Each spouse may also have non-marital property, which is not subject to division, but can affect the division of the marital property. This is usually property that was owned prior to the marriage. In some limited circumstances, such as gifts or inheritance, it may include property acquired after the marriage. If one spouse has a substantial non-marital estate, the other spouse may get a larger portion of the marital estate. Qualified assets, such as pension and retirement assets, frequently have different tax consequences than non-qualified assets, such as a car or cash savings account. Some stock and investment funds have different tax consequences than a checking account. Because of that, each different category of asset is generally grouped together, and based on their tax consequences, they're treated separately from other assets with different tax consequences. Each category of assets is divided approximately equally or equitably based on the group. You're unlikely to get a house with no tax consequences in return for retirement assets, for example. It's important that the tax consequences be considered when dividing the assets. Remember that debts are also divided between the spouses on an equitable basis as well, so one spouse may receive more cash or other property if they're also taking responsibility for payment of more marital debt. I hope this overview has helped you understand a little more about the division of property in Illinois. If you have questions, we invite you to call to schedule an initial consultation with Strategic Divorce. I would love to answer your questions.